Go.
I'm ready.
All right, pleasant good morning. John Walk, Dan Morgan, the Lone Star Christian Sports Network here. We're at the base at Extraco Event Center, Waco, Texas. We're at TAPPSCON, wrapping up day 3, and we are joined by the Assistant Director of Graduate Recruitment from Concordia University in Nebraska, Justin Hoffman. Justin, you are
Yes.
here to get the word out on some of your programs. You sponsored the TAPPS Award ceremony this morning. How's this convention been for you?
Yeah, it's been phenomenal. Obviously, this is a partnership for us that's incredibly valuable, right? We're blessed to have it. We're looking to connect with ADs and coaches and really get our athletic administration degree out there. But honestly, I mean, I've had conversations about our regular education administration program. We've got a Christian school track for education administration that's pretty unique to us. And so I've had conversations about that. I mean, it's been a great 3 days. I was here for the first day as well and presented some awards for the fine arts. And it's just been a blessing. You know, the other side of it is I coach football as well. And so getting to talk to those guys and it not just be about business, but be about ball too. It's just a fun event. It's a fun event, and this is my second year, and we're just excited to be here, man.
You know, one of the things we do, I mean, I probably, we broadcast, we don't get a chance to write as much, but we're really kind of like your sports information director, at Concordia.
Yeah.
We're getting information out. And so I look at rosters a lot to see where private school kids are at. And yes, you're a Christian university, but that doesn't necessarily mean that private school kids are going to go there. But I've seen over the years many private school kids that are playing ball, as well as you've got a good representation of kids from all over Texas. I mean, I'll look at a football roster, and from time to time, I'll see 9 to 11 kids that are from the state of Texas that have gone up there, and it's Seward, Alaska, or Nebraska.
Yep.
It's same as Seward, Alaska. Right?
It is.
Yeah, okay,
There's a sign. There's a sign right when you get into town that tells you how many miles away from Seward, Alaska we are too.
Okay.
So
yeah, I've not been to Seward, Nebraska. Well, I've been to Seward, Alaska, but
interesting. Interesting. So in terms of rosters and just student body, especially our undergrad population, we do have quite an influence here in Texas, public or private, for that matter. Football wise, we've got a good reputation down here. One of our coaches coached at Lutheran South for a long time, and came up and joined us, and he's a Concordia grad, so he kind of came back home in a lot of ways, but just has a lot of connections in Houston, and that's public and private, and he's got a well-known name and just did a really good job. And so I mean, our rosters are full of that, and even our undergrad population is really full of Texas. A lot of it does have to do with our values. Our values are a big part of who we are and the mission that we have, and that's a huge part of it. So maybe they're in a public school, but they still share the values of Christ-centered, and so they appeal to that, and they really enjoy it. So, yeah, I mean, it is a mix, and I know we are very intentional about coming down here and recruiting students. And then, obviously for me, our degrees are 100% online for graduates. So I make the joke all the time, you ain't got to come to Seward if you don't want to.
But yeah, I mean, I heard you making that point in the awards ceremony.
Yeah, you don't have to. And, we'd love to see you at graduation. We'd love to shake your hand and congratulate you. But if that doesn't work, hey, we're just proud of you either way. And, we have people come and some that don't. But graduate-wise, they don't have to come here. But that's why I come down here. That's why I come to serve and be here and just see where I can support, on the ground.
Were you going to?
So, Coach, let's talk a little bit of football. I know you want to talk about Concordia, but it's not very far down the street from Seward, Nebraska to Crete. What, maybe 40 miles? So, Coach, you went to Doane College.
You got to put that out there.
So the Tigers there, that's pretty big rivalry between them and the Bulldogs.
It is.
So tell us about that, making that transition, being a Doane Tiger and coming to Concordia.
Golly, you're putting me on the spot, my man. You're putting me on the spot. I appreciate challenges. I appreciate them. No, it's been really good. I still have a lot of people that are at Doane and that are doing good things there, and I say that they're both really good institutions. In terms of the rivalry, to I guess pridefully boast about myself, up until 2 years ago, I had never lost in the rivalry. As a player, I beat Concordia all 4 years, and the first 2 years at Concordia coaching, we won. And then Doane did end up getting us 2 years ago, and so that was the first time I lost in the rivalry. So it was interesting. It was an interesting experience. But again, I've got a lot of pride being from Doane and what they're doing, and I still follow it as I can. But yeah, it is a rivalry. It really is, and it's a fun one. It's fun to have the banter back and forth and just be excited to play. But it doesn't. I'll say it this way: it doesn't quite feel like home anymore when I'm wearing blue on the other sideline. The crowd seems to respond differently than when I played offensive line there. So, yeah, I mean, it is definitely, it's a fun rivalry. It's one that has really developed, especially since Doane's big rivalry when I played was Nebraska Wesleyan, right? And they decided to go full D3, and I think Concordia has really filled that rivalry gap, and it's a fun environment. If anybody's ever up north and you get a chance to catch that game, there's going to be a lot of people. It's going to be packed out. Whether both teams are really good or really bad or vice versa, whatever it is, it's a good environment.
Well, I know Concordia over the years has done a really good job of recruiting the Houston area in particular, mainly because we have a lot of guys that work in, well, used to be in the two schools, now in the one, that were all Concordia graduates, and so naturally push kids up in that direction. You guys continue to do that, so tell me about the process you guys go through to get kids to come to Concordia.
Yeah, so that's a great question. A couple things. One, Coach O comes down here. I think face-to-face interactions are important. But a lot of the other stuff, we do camps all summer, and we get a lot of kids that come up. And I know, you've talked about bringing teams up at different times. We get teams to come up, and that's a huge thing for us. When we can get somebody on campus and they can see how beautiful our campus is, they can see our stadium, right? That's a beautiful place to play football, and so when they see that, they get to practice in that, they get to play in that, and then they get to meet our coaches. Coach Dabercow is, our head coach, is very diligent about hiring Christian men to pour into our guys, and so for a lack of better terms, you're not going to get cussed at. You're going to get coached hard, it's going to be expectations. But what you're not going to do is it's not going to be this in some ways vulgar coaching that takes place. That's just not who we are. We believe in truly transforming a young man from the inside out, and building character in that person. And so when they see those things, even when they come from Houston, they come from Dallas, they come from Austin, when they come up there and they see that, golly, it's a sight to see. So that would be the biggest thing, is just getting them on campus. But if somebody's not able to make it, we've got every resource available. They can fill out an inquiry. I get the question all the time, well, how do I get connected with a coach? Hey, just fill out an inquiry. Our coaches, our football coaches that recruit, are going to follow up with you, right? Recruiting is a huge part of what they do, and how we build our culture. And so we want to have relationships. It's not a offer a kid and then if they accept it, great. Like, we're going to build a relationship and find out if you're a good fit.
One of the good things is you guys, it's been the continuity of the folks there over the years. You still have Courtney Meyer out there roaming the sidelines. I can still hear in the back of my head every morning, great day in the morning, Courtney Meyer walking out on the field. So you guys have done a good job of bringing back not only alumni, but keeping that consistent over the years.
Correct. Yeah, that's huge, especially for an NAI program. The ones you see that are successful, right? The Benedictines, the Morningsides, the Grandviews. They have staff has stuck around, have learned how to work with each other, have learned what to do, and that's a huge thing. Having Coach Meyer is a blast. Coach Meyer, obviously, he bleeds blue and is a diehard Concordia guy, and he has a great day every day, and so he's fun. He works with our punters and kickers now, but you're right, we have a lot of alumni there. I think to count, not including our GAs, but even one of them is a Concordia grad. I think there's only 2 of us that didn't graduate from Concordia that's on staff. So you just, again, you build a culture around who you are as an identity as you guys stick around, and as you have guys that have been through the program and know what that looks like. So
you guys are looking to get out into the community, into the coaching communities, and promote your product, your advanced degrees. So how are y'all going about that?
Yeah, so great question. So I've been tasked with 1, growing graduate, 2, growing MSAA. We started the program about a year ago, and so what I did when I first kind of got in, I said, okay, who are the people that we want in the program? Who are the people that we can connect with, right? TAPPS was one of the first ones that came to mind. So, conferences like this, organizations like this, working with the Nebraska Coaches Association, right? Staying close to home and really promoting that. But so to answer your question, building relationships with associations, with other like-minded organizations that want to support coaches but have a Christian focus or a Christ-centered focus. That's how we're doing it, and again, our program has really grown. It's never as much as you want, just like football, right? Only one team wins the championship. It's never as much as you want, but we're doing really well in just getting out there. But that would be how we're growing, and how we're really promoting is just those relationships, those partnerships, right? Having conversations with you guys, different things like that really, can put us in front of the audience that we want, which is, again, like-minded Christian coaches. And I say that, I keep repeating that, but do you have to be a Christian to do our program? Absolutely not. But I would tell you have to be comfortable in that, because you will hear about Jesus. Whether it's our MBA, whether it's our MEDs or MSAA, you are going to hear about Jesus. And so, you got to be comfortable with that. But you don't have to be a Christian. You just have to be comfortable. Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Perfect.
So explain to me a little bit. I mean, so what's the MSAA? Help me understand that. So I mean, MED, I know, Master of Education, but MSAS, I saw that on the board over there, but explain that for me a little bit.
Yeah, so, and I do apologize. I
No,
throw those acronyms
No, that's okay. No,
all the time. But yeah, so it's a Master's of Science in Athletic Administration. Okay. And it's a little bit different than a lot of the other programs you'll see advertised, because it is truly focused on athletic administration. It is not a coaching degree. Now we're working on some things, and that we may add a branch to that, but right now it is solely an athletic administration degree. Now we partnered with the NIAAA, which is kind of the governing body of athletic administration, and we partnered with them to develop some of our courses so that we align with them in their certifications. So you actually get an RAA and a CAA from the NIAAA, right, more acronyms, when you complete our degree. So you get a master's degree and a CAA all at the same time. And it's not extra work, it's not anything, it is part of what you're doing, which is really nice. And we've had some other partnerships. We partner with Inside Out Leadership, and they do a really good job. They co-instruct one of our courses, and it's just really good fundamental, how to lead from the inside out. And we're having a great experience with that, and our students are too. It's a rarity. That course is a little bit different because we do meet weekly on Monday nights for that course, which none of our other courses are. It's 100% online. It's kind of work at your own pace. That one is a little bit different, but the response we've had from our students is absolutely phenomenal. So that's kind of the potatoes of the program. That's kind of what it is. Obviously, we're looking for and looking to talk to a coach that wants to be an AD, an AD that doesn't have a master's degree, which surprisingly is quite a few. Or if you have a master's degree and you want a second one, that we actually see quite a bit too, where somebody has a curriculum and instruction, but they want to get out of the classroom, and so they want to get a master's in education. The really cool thing, 6 of our 10 courses have the NIAAA intertwined. They would have to take those courses to get certified with the NIAAA no matter what. So for a lack of better terms, they're killing 2 birds with 1 stone. And they're really getting themselves in a position ahead of everyone else, that maybe isn't taking that same track. Because you're not going to make more money if you have a CAA. You're going to make more money, in education when you have a master's degree. So not only are you going to make more money with a master's, but you also have the certification you need to really do the job to the best of your ability. At least be prepared to do that. So.
Well, you answered my next question, because when I'm hearing you talk, to me it would seem like you have 2 groups of people that would pursue. It's either the individual that's an undergrad and they know where they want to go. They're clearly focused and they go, okay, this is what I want to do. I feel like that I can be that leader. I want to be involved in athletics. So therefore I'm going to follow that path and bang, bang, get them both right. But then you have that other track of folks that are, they went out and started coaching, they got a bachelor's, but maybe they didn't get a master's, and, they feel like they're growth-minded. And so for them to see where they want to be and what they want to do, this program allows for them to give them, to close the gaps on their knowledge base, but also to give them the pieces of paper, the certification that allows for them to compete for those places where they want to be. Is that a good assessment of?
I would add a third one. But those are the 2, really the 2 core. But I would say there's a third one, that I really promote and work with some coaches on, that just want to be one. They know they don't want to be an AD right now. They know they want to coach for another 20 years, right? But they want to serve their AD better. They want to be able to serve their population better. And that's what the MSAA degree is going to give them, the ideas of, okay, how does an athletic director think, right? What can I do to serve them as a leader? How can I better prepare this so that it helps them, right? How can I work with them in a different way, right? So, even if they want to coach, these people tend to also, right, they know athletics. So instead of getting a degree in the classroom or whatever it may be, like, they want to get it in something that they know, right? And it better prepares them, down the road. Some of them are like, I don't know that I'm ever going to be an AD, but I know I need to get a master's degree, and this is way more interesting to me, which is okay, than anything else. And so, that would kind of be that third. But absolutely, the first 2, what you described, those are 2 big ones for us. We got a lot of young people that that are entering the program, GAs and different things, because again, it does set you up. You get that degree, whether you want to coach and be a coach, at some point you're probably going to want to advance, and it just gives you the opportunity to do that.
Well, very good. We've been. Did you have anything or?
Coach, we appreciate you sitting and visiting with us.
Man.
Know it's been a long few days, but
guys, it's an absolute pleasure. I really appreciate it. Obviously, any of your followers or any of your listeners have any questions, they're free to reach out to me. They can find me on our website, cune.edu, social media.
We'll tag it on our post so put it out.
Social medias, I'm on all of them. So please, if there's any questions, I'm happy to help. But what you guys are doing is great. I really appreciate having the opportunity, and anything I can do to serve, man, that's what God put me here to do.
Well, we get down to Houston. You get down to Houston, you let me know. I'll get you a good chicken fried steak.
Hey, I appreciate that. But you guys I gotta come in the winter because you guys like it way too hot down here. So thank you guys.
Well, if you've never been to Seward, Nebraska, 4th of July,
Yeah.
I would suggest
4th of July capital
on the 4th of July. It's a beautiful little town.
Do you have a 5K on the 4th?
They might actually.
Yeah, see, I'm at a point. I announced a race for about 7-8 years on the 4th of July and needed to make a change. So now it's like every 4th of July I try to find someplace different.
I think we could.
Now Seward, Alaska has one on the 4th that is like really hard to get into. I mean, just aside from getting there, but it's like it's called the Mountain. It's like they've got a race that just kind of goes like this.
Yeah, that sounds like you would really enjoy that.
No.
I'd cheer you on from the sideline.
I'm sure you would, as long as you didn't have to do it.
Hey, John, we could probably arrange a Concordia graduate 5K. You could finish up in the stadium there at the, if you want.
Hey, I'll tell you what, those are the most fun. I mean, real seriously. I mean, I've finished on the field at Penn State, which is where I'm from.
Yeah.
A double high five Franco coming in because it was put on by Special Olympics, and Franco was involved with Special Olympics.
Yeah.
I have finished down. I finished along Kyle Field. I finished middle of the field in Champaign, Illinois.
Yeah.
They didn't let us go down the middle of the field, but I had a Penn State shirt on coming in and finishing at Notre Dame.
Wow.
And I have announced from the floor of a race that finished at Rice Stadium, where one of the guys I got to know, a guy named J. Fred Duckett, who was a great announcer. So, yeah, I know that the football field finishes are fun.
Well, I know some people up there. I think we got to get Courtney to meet you at midfield right there at the end. Coach Meyer will be there to greet you.
We'll get it worked out. Yeah, honestly, I've ran one 5K in my whole life. And I'm not a runner. My wife is.
It's not for everybody.
And I came out just guns a-blazing, baby.
Everybody does.
I'm just firing all cylinders. And I get past that first mile and a half, and I slowed down real quick.
I've been there.
And that was in Nashville, right? So we're running up and through downtown. And we did get a finish at Nissan Stadium, but I'll tell you, I don't remember the finish. Apparently, Toby Mack ran right past me, and my wife was excited, and I was bent over so far I couldn't see nothing but pavement.
When they come up with one for golf carts, I'll enter.
Hey, yes, sir.
All right, we've had a great time visiting here. Justin Hoffman, again, the Assistant Director of Graduate Recruitment, Concordia University in Seward, Nebraska. Pleasure meeting you, pleasure visiting with you, and safe travels home to you.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. God bless you guys.